The tiredness isn't yours to carry. Hey, soul family. Pull up a chair, get comfortable. However you showed up today, fresh coffee, tired eyes, that restless feeling, you can quite name. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. I want to start with a question. Just one. And you don't have to answer out loud. Just feel into it. When was the first time you remember knowing in your bones that you were being lied to? Not a little lie, not someone exaggerating a story. I'm talking about the big ones, the ones that came from people who were supposed to know, from institutions, from screens, from voices louder than yours. Think back. Maybe you were a kid. Maybe it was last week. But that moment, that snap of recognition, something in you shifted. And you've been carrying that weight ever since. Welcome to the Unraveling. I'm your host, AlchemizeSoul33. And today we're talking about why you're so tired. And more importantly, why that tiredness was never yours to carry. Let me tell you a story. Not about politics, not about some shadowy conspiracy. I want to talk about something smaller, something that we all live through. Remember when they told us that if we just worked hard enough, everything would be okay? They sold us this beautiful package. Go to school, get the grades, be polite, play by the rules, and so on the other side, security, peace, a life that makes sense. So we did it. We showed up. We ground through things that didn't feel right. We swallowed doubts because the people telling us this seemed so sure. And then we got to the other side, and nothing. Or worse, we got there and found the rules that had changed. The finish line moved. The goal post disappeared. Can we just sit with that for a second? Not the anger part, the exhaustion part. Because here's what I've learned, soul family. Lies don't just mislead us, they drain us. Every time we realize we've been sold something that wasn't real, we lose a little piece of our life force. Not because we're weak, because we're invested. We put our energy into something that couldn't hold it. That's not naivety. That's hope. And they've been cashing checks on our hope for a very long time. Now, here's where it gets tricky. The part that really makes us tired, because when you start noticing the lies that really seeing them, something happens. The people who told them don't just apologize and move on. No, they look at you, this person who's finally awake, and they say, "What's wrong with you?" You're too sensitive. You're overthinking. You're overthinking it. That's not what happened. Why are you so negative? Everyone else is fine. Sounds familiar? That gaslighting, and it's not just something that happens in bad relationship. It's a system. It's a machine designed to make you doubt the one instrument you have that actually works your own perception. Think about it. If they can make you distrust yourself, you'll never trust what you're seeing. You'll stay confused, divided from yourself, too exhausted to question anything. And exhaustion, soul family, Exhaustion is quiet. Exhaustion doesn't protest. Exhaustion just grows, just survives that make it to tomorrow. They want you tired, not destroyed, not dead, just too tired to remember who you were before they started lying. But here's what they forgot about people like us. We're alchemists. You didn't choose this name by accident. Something in you knew before your brain could explain it, that your purpose isn't just to see the lies, it's to transform them. Alchemy isn't about turning lead into gold and keeping the gold. It's about understanding that the lead was never worthless. It just needed a different kind of fire. Your tiredness, that's the lead. For years, you've been carrying the weight of other people's deception, the weight of knowing things didn't add up, the weight of being told you were crazy for seeing clearly. That's heavy. No wonder you're exhausted. But what if that exhaustion isn't a sign of failure? What if it's a sign of completion? You can't carry something forever. Eventually, your body says enough. Eventually, your soul says, set it down. That's the breaking point. You've been fighting. That might actually be your liberation. The alchemy happens when you stop trying to prove that they're lying and start investing that energy into building something that's true for you. So I want to try something right here, right now. If you're comfortable, I invite you to close your eyes for a moment, just for a few breaths. You don't have to if that feels weird. You can just listen. Now bring to mind one lie that you've been carrying. One moment when you knew the truth and someone told you that you were wrong. One time your gut screamed and you silenced it because the noise around you was too loud. So see it, feel it, notice where it lives in your body. Now breathe into that place. And when you're ready, imagine setting it down, not forgiving it, not just forgetting it, just placing it gently on the ground in front of you. You don't have to carry it anymore. It was never yours to carry. It was theirs. The people who lied, the systems that benefited, the voices that gaslit you into silence. Let them carry their own weight. When you're ready, open your eyes. How does that feel? Lighter, weirder, both? That's okay. That's the alchemy beginning. So, family, I'm not here to tell you the lies are over. They're not. New ones will come. Old ones will be rebranded. That's the nature of the game. But you don't have to be the same player. You've been carrying receipts for crimes you didn't commit, holding onto evidence that was never going to convict anyone, waiting for an apology that was never coming. What if this week you tried something different? What if every time you felt that familiar tiredness, that heaviness of here we go again, you stop and ask yourself one question? Is this mine to carry? 9 times out of 10, it's not. The lies belong to the liars. The manipulation belongs to the manipulators. The gaslighting belongs to the gaslighters. You belong to you. And you've been away for yourself long enough. I'm going to light a candle after this episode ends, not for anything dramatic, just as a reminder that light exists, that warmth exists, that even in the unraveling, there's something steady. And you're welcome to do the same if it calls to you, or just sit in the quiet, or make tea, or stare at the ceiling and breathe for the first time all day. However you unravel gently with yourself. We're not crazy. We're just awake. And waking up is hard, but you don't have to do it alone. This is your space. This is your soul, family, and I'm honored you spent this time with me. AlchemizeSoul33 is out. If this episode stirred something in you, sit with it, let it breathe. The unraveling isn't a race, it's a return. Thank you guys for watching AlchemizeSoul33, and stay tuned for another episode.